This is a video game. And this is also a video game. And this is an anime where everyone is trapped inside of a video game. Now, I'm only going to give a brief rundown of this show, which is only the first season, but I'm definitely not going to do this abomination. Okay, so the show follows this guy who I'm just gonna call Edgelord for reasons only known to me. But there's two other characters that I want to address. There's Klein, who's basically just a side character. Then there's Asuna, who winds up being Edgelord's girlfriend, but I'll talk about that more later. So Episode 1 starts off with Edgelord logging onto the new game that everyone's hyped up for called Sword Art Online. He meets Klein, and after Edgelord teaches him how to play, the sky turns red and everyone's teleported to the main spawn, and they find out, like, every single person that's on finds out that if they die in the game, then they're going to die in real life. And there's no way to log out of the game. And they also somehow miraculously transform from their avatars to how they look in real life. And there's just a really funny clip that it applies to gaming in real life, and it's hilarious. Well, it's not that hilarious, but it's kind of funny.
Son of a... You're a guy? You're not 17!
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
The rest of the show is kind of difficult to explain. So, well, first time we get like a decent interaction between Edgelord and Asuna. Edgy boy Edgelord, Black Trenchcoat Man, gives Asuna advice about how she should relax on that specific day. Something about the weather being perfect and at its optimal setting. And basically Asuna pays for a meal as thanks, and it gets closer to them going out after they do some Sherlock Holmes junk when people die in places where they're not supposed to be able to die. So yeah, that's about it for the first half of season 1. But yeah, basically Edgelord, he beats the game. Well, he doesn't fully beat the game, but the guy who created the game and made it so that people would wind up actually dying, he's like, hey, you know what? If you can kill me, then I'll let everybody free. And then Asuna sacrifices herself so that he doesn't die, and then he dies, but he doesn't die all the way, and he kills the bad guy as he's a ghost, and it's just weird. But yeah, and then the second half we get introduced to Edgelord's sister, who looks completely different in the new video game that it introduces. And then in the first episode of the second story arc, Edgelord is basically depressed and crying in his room because Asuna is kind of being forced to marry some other dude, and Edgelord met the dude, and the dude's like, I'm gonna take her far away and you'll never see her again. And he winds up really sad about it, and this clip will kind of explain his entire situation.
She's leaving somewhere far away, and I'm never gonna see her again.
Emotional damage!
That's kind of it for the entirety of, like, just me summarizing what the show is. So yeah.